Time to tune in, now another sports center, it's a movement.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Touchdown with yours truly, Doug Smith. So happy that you guys are all here. If you're new to the channel, first time coming up on my videos, you guys know I cover the whole entire NFL. Not only is it that I have NFL interviews, exclusive interviews from NFL players, but also as well, oftentimes I have very special guests. And today I got local Seattle Seahawks sports journalist, Calvin Domingo, aka Steezy Smith. Steezy, what's going on, man?
Man, my big brother, what's going on, bro? It's been a while, but I'm feeling good. Another day, another dollar. Blessed by the best. How you doing?
Oh, I'm good. I'm very good, man. So happy to take and have you here, man. You're one of my favorite people to ever have on the show, man. And so happy to take and talk some, as you guys take and see in the thumbnail, some Seattle Seahawks football, man.
Man, always a pleasure, bro. Yeah, I love being on here as well, bro. You're one of my favorite guys. Love watching your content. You've been going crazy. So for everybody that's been tuned in, if you're not already subbed to my guy right here, hit that subscribe button, man. What are you waiting for? Drop a comment and leave a like, man. Tap in.
I appreciate the love, man. Thank you so much. Now, in this episode, y'all, we're going to get into some undrafted free agents for the Seattle Seahawks. You guys know they only have 3 draft picks, so we'll get right into the meat and potatoes. But before we do that, Steezy, please, it's opposite day, so people got to subscribe to you for this. Subscribe to me. Please let them know. Please let the good folks at Touchdown Nation know where they can find you.
Yes, sir. So ask Steezy A. Smith. Specifically on YouTube, that's where we post a lot of our content. But to stay up to date with other stuff in the sports world for the rest of my content, ask Steezy Smith on all social media platforms, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. We also use all those, and we try to upload as much as we can. So tap in on there. If you don't already know, ask Steezy Smith once again.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And if you guys need your pen and paper for that, don't worry. Your boy Doug has your back. Just go down below in the description. All his social medias are going to be right down below. You guys check that out. And hey, if I'm wrong, then if you ever see me, you could kick me in the nuts. Anyway, we're going to get to some Seattle Seahawks football today. Let's go over very briefly over the draft. You guys got 3 draft picks, probably the least at any other NFL team. But it's not to worry, because I think you guys are brewing up another championship team here the next couple of years, potentially. Round 2, pick 56, we got Dwayne Eskridge, wide receiver, Western Michigan, absolute dog on the field. We got round 4, pick 137, Trey Brown, cornerback from Oklahoma. Oklahoma has some hitters in this draft, best believe it. And then, of course, we got round 6 and the final pick for the Seattle Seahawks of the 2021 NFL draft. You guys took in, you got Stone, please forgive me if I'm saying this wrong, Forsythe, offensive tackle, University of Florida. It's actually a pretty good pickup, man, because, I mean, Florida had a pretty good O-line this year for the Gators. But talk to me, undrafted free agents. So that leads me to our next question. We did an episode some weeks back where we were drafting some teams and stuff like that. Obviously, as you guys got Jamal Adams, so he's your draft pick.
Right.
But what are some undrafted free agents that you would like the world to take and know, who you're very, very excited for, who not only have a very good chance of making the team, but people who could possibly be a huge force in the NFL?
Man, one of the guys I'm looking at, bro, I'm looking at Tamorrion Terry, wide receiver from FSU. A lot of people thought he should have been drafted day 3, rounds 4 to 5. That was kind of his projection, where he was projected to land. But due to inconsistencies in college, due to injury issues in college, he became undrafted. And one of the appeals in signing with the Seahawks was the fact that, yes, the Hawks only had 3 draft picks, so that means more opportunity for undrafted free agents coming in. And so with that being said, I think it was a pretty easy decision to join Seattle, but he flashed a lot of potential over in college. He's like, 6'3", 6'4", so he's a big target. And seeing as how Seattle has a lot of need, I feel like at wide receiver, even after drafting the speed demon from Western Michigan, Dwayne Eskridge, I think that if he's able to play his heart out, if he's able to reach his full potential in Seattle, I think on the team, Doug Baldwin, Jermaine Kearse, the list, it goes on. And so I think Tamorrion Terry, for a guy like him to fall all the way to being undrafted, I think he can come in. He's going to be highly motivated. He's coming from, a great program in FSU. And so I think he could fit right into Seattle, maybe as the wide receiver 5 to round out the corps, because I think that Eskridge is the wide receiver 3. And then I think that what's his name? Freddie Swain. He might be the wide receiver 4. And so he can come in, battle for that wide receiver 5. And if he's good enough, he could beat out Freddie Swain for wide receiver 4. But I really like this kid, and I think that he has a lot of potential. And I think he could be a starter come, the next 3 or 4 or 5 years.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Yeah, thank you for letting the world know about him. I definitely remember hearing that name in college, man. So, and you brought up 2 valuable points I want to touch on. Number one, because Seattle didn't have that many draft picks, if you're an undrafted free agent, and there was a lot of talent that slid in this year's draft, Seattle is a very promising place. And I wouldn't say they're rebuilding, but there's a few areas of the ball, they O-line, receiver, stuff like that. I definitely see Seattle definitely patching up a lot of beautiful things this year. And then, of course, you talked about Doug Baldwin. You got other guys where Russell Wilson's such a good quarterback. I call it Tom Brady syndrome. And what I mean by that is you can have receivers, they probably wouldn't do so well in other teams, right? But because they play on the Seattle Seahawks, Russell Wilson can bring the best out of a receiver. I've seen it time and time again. We've seen this, with Lockett. Lockett's dope, but I feel like if you want another team, you probably wouldn't be so great. But because Russell Wilson, he's Russell freaking Wilson, he makes it happen. You know what I mean? And they win beautifully too.
Hey, without a doubt, bro. And I mean, with him coming in, he's another big body. You talk about Tyler Lockett, he's under 6 feet tall. Dwayne Eskridge, he's under 6 feet tall. Freddie Swain, he's barely 6 feet tall. And so aside from DK, Tamorrion Terry could be another big body, another target in the red zone. And I'm not sure if you wanted me to go into other guys, but another guy that kind of caught my attention, if you will, was Connor Weddington from Stanford. He's electric, especially in the kick return game, but he's a wide receiver. And one of my co-hosts on this weekly podcast that I do, The Bolt, his name is Dylan Brewski. He actually went to high school with Connor Weddington. And so he's able to attest to his greatness as both a receiver and as a kick returner. And Seattle, I mean, I think, Tyler Lockett is very capable of returning kicks, returning punts, but he has such a heavy workload in terms of what he does for the Seattle Seahawks on offense. You want to be able to ease some of the burden that's on him. And so by bringing in guys like, Carter Weddington, Dwayne Eskridge, Trey Brown, these guys can not only contribute on offense or defense, they have special teams value. And so seeing as how Seattle didn't have very many draft picks to begin with, by bringing in guys that are versatile that could play in multiple aspects of the game, you're kind of, I guess, the fact that you only had 3 picks, that's not as bad because you're bringing in guys that can contribute in multiple phases. So Connor Weddington, I think he does just that. And I'm not sure if he could provide impact for the Seahawks in terms of, him being a wide receiver, but I do know that as a kick returner, as a punt returner, he could definitely provide for Seattle in that regard. That's excellent.
Yeah. And it's Seattle, pressure's on, because you saw the type of off season and also the draft that, the Arizona Cardinals took and had. I mean, it was crazy. You know what I mean? Rams, Matthew Stafford. I mean, it's, y'all know I'm a Miami Dolphins fan, but AFC got at first. I'm like AFC East got the most competitive division. Then I look at the NFC West and I'm like, holy cow, any one of these teams could take it. One of these teams could take it and bring the business. 49ers, they're rebuilding right now, but they're going to be good here very soon. So how do you feel like at this point of the draft off season that you guys are looking going forward?
Man, I think if you're talking about standing within the NFC West, I might sound like a homer. I know to everybody out there that's tuned in, but yeah, I'm gonna tell you guys straight like this. I think right now, as it stands, the Seattle Seahawks are the number 1 team in the NFC West. I mean, a lot of people are talking about, they took a receiver with their first pick. They didn't address Russell Wilson's main concern with the football team. Well, did we just forget about the trade for Gabe Jackson, one of the better pass blocking guards in the NFL from the Raiders? What about Stone Forsythe, our 6th round pick, who's arguably one of the biggest steals of the draft? While he has a lot of work to do as a run blocker, he's an excellent pass protector. Given his pass protection abilities alone, he's already an NFL starter in that aspect. And so when a rookie is coming into the NFL, it's a lot easier to work on run blocking as opposed to pass blocking, because pass blocking is more technique, which he kind of already has down in pass protection. And when it comes to run blocking, it really requires a lot more desire, will, physical strength. And he's only 307 pounds despite standing 6 feet tall, 8 inches. And so, he's going to be in the weight room. He's going to be surrounded by NFL coaches. I think that Seattle definitely upgraded in terms of offensive line play, in terms of pass protection. I think that They still have the best quarterback in the division, which is still going to go a long way. I don't know if Pete Carroll is the best coach in the division anymore, but he's definitely at least top 2 in the division. And so they had that going for him. And I know that LA bounced, my Seahawks in the first round of last season. Let's not forget the Seahawks still won the division. They went 12-4. And then to win the NFC West crown, that means a lot more than just winning another division in the NFL, especially because of the fact that the NFC West, we can all agree, is the toughest and the strongest division in the NFL by far. And so there's just that much more meaning to it. I think that Russell Wilson, he's still seeking vengeance. He had MVP locked up the first half of last season, only to see it slip away in the second half. And so better believe he's going to be a man on a mission. Jamal Adams is going to have a full offseason under his belt. I could go on and on and on, but the pass rush is absolutely loaded. I think the offensive line is going to be the best it has been in years. Chris Carson is back on a team-friendly deal. DK is only going to get better. Again, bro, I could go on and on and on, but I think moving forward, the future outlook of the Seattle Seahawks currently and as of right now, they're the number 1 team in the NFC West.
Ooh, you heard it. You heard it. I'm gonna be putting this in all the NFC West trash talking, man. It's about to get lit on Facebook tonight.
Oh, man, believe it, bro. Believe it.
But I love it. You're not just, as fans, I think we all got a little bias in this, but you bring in straight facts today, homie. You bring in real facts that people can't take and deny. Even Russell Wilson, up until a good chunk of the season, he was a MVP candidate. You know what I mean? Nobody was touching him, kind of thing. So
exactly.
He's going to be bringing it again next year with having more weapons. It's been a fun offseason, for Seattle Seahawks as well, too, because you got DK Metcalf. He was trying out for the Olympics, so he lost, but that's still pretty cool, though. He has that kind of breakaway speed, and he has size. Those guys are out there twigs, so of course they're probably going to beat him. But he did well. I thought he held his ground. He did really well. Awesome. Well, Steezy, before we go, any other UDFAs you want to take and cover?
Oh yeah, bro. There was a couple that I had in mind. We got a couple of offensive linemen, and so just to kind of shout them out, Jared Hawker. From Texas A&M. He's versatile. He could play guard. He could play tackle. And so he could be another swing guy, another depth addition. I think he has a good chance of making the football team. Another guy that I was looking at, Jay Cunningham, offensive tackle from Cal. He struggles in terms of technique. He's a little raw, but he was a 4-year starter for a pretty solid program. And so seeing as how, offensive line was everybody's biggest concern, I'm looking at all the offensive line coming in, and I'm thinking that they can make the team, if not the practice squad. And I thought another need that Seattle didn't address in the draft was defensive tackle. And looking at the undrafted free agents, Seattle brought in 12 guys. And so they brought in a whole lot of fresh young talent. But the only defensive tackle that they brought in was a guy by the name of Gerard Hewitt from Virginia Tech. And so I think he's almost a shoo-in for the roster, seeing as how I think the Seattle Seahawks still lack depth at the defensive tackle position. But those are some guys that I wanted to shout out. There were a couple of other running backs that the Seahawks got. But I'm not sure if, there's too many running backs that can really make the roster, if there's any room on the roster. Chris Carson, Rashad Penny, Alex Collins, Travis Homer, DJ Dallas. Seahawks are pretty set at running back. And so I think if they're going to bring in another running back, it got to be a vet. But overall, those are some of the guys that I wanted to shout out.
Love it, man. Thank you so much for giving the fans of the Touchdown with Doug Smith a full breakdown of all the undrafted free agents and the folks who even have a good shot at making a team. So, man, thank you so much for coming on the show today, Steezy. Really quick, one more time before we end the show, please let the good folks know where they can take and find you at.
Hey, always a pleasure, my big brother. Again, if you're tuned in, thanks to everybody out there that's watching and showing love. If you're not already subscribed to the Touchdown with Doug Smith, you missing out, bro. I mean, for real, he's dropping heat on the regular. It's the off season. It's the dog days of the NFL season. And so I know everybody out there, y'all need some content. The Touchdown with Doug Smith. Tune in, tap in, subscribe, like, all that good stuff. Once you're done with that, ask Steezy Smith for me. YouTube, that's my main source of content right there. But you can also find us on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. We use all that good stuff as well. We've been dropping merch like crazy. If you want hats, Team Steezy hats, Team Steezy gear, be sure to send me a DM, all that good stuff. But yeah, again, thanks to y'all that tuned in. Much love.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You heard the man. Go check out that merch. That merch is fresh. I don't know if you have a fitted nearby, but I saw the white fitteds that you have.
Oh, yeah. Man. Hold on. But if you don't mind, can I bring it over real fast?
Yeah. Bring it on over. Bring it over. You guys check out this guy's merch, man. It's fly. I mean, I'm going to copy one soon, man. It's legit fresh. I mean, yeah, all different colors, man. Show the good folks of the Touchdown Nation what we got.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you for letting me show this, bro. But so this is the white fitted we got right here. You don't want to see it close up, and then we got custom designs on the right. I got a Bible verse right there, Joshua 1:9. Steezy Smith on the back, and then real fast, just an alternate color. We got black as well.
Oh, I like that black, dude. That's fly, dude.
Right there. Hey, I appreciate that, brother.
That's fly. Y'all go check this man out. Go support him. Or else, if I could unsubscribe you from my channel, I would. Go support my dog, man. Hey, you guys be blessed. Have a good night. Thank you so much for watching. You guys know I typically drop 2 videos a week. We're going up to like 3 to 5 videos a week at this point. We gonna keep it cranking. Keep it up with more content. Y'all have a good night. Be blessed. Peace.
Time to tune in. Now another sports center. It's a movement.